part 2.
So we thought at this point, in my head, I was just like, all right.
Man, your hair's so itchy.
Sorry. I was like, all right, the hard part is over. Baby's here. You know, we'll be out in 2 days or so. It's going to suck that we're going to have to visit him in NICU. And it's just because they keep babies that are born, because he was born at 34 weeks and 2 days. So they like to keep those, any baby born before 36 weeks, I think is what they said.
Sure, yeah.
They keep them for a little bit just to monitor them and make sure they're doing well and adjusting to life. So in my head, I'm like, you know what, this kind of sucks. I'm going to have to come visit him, blah, blah, blah. They're going to kick me out of the hospital in, 24, 48 hours and blah, blah, blah. Little did I know, my battles had just begun. So, what was that, Wednesday?
That was Wednesday.
So that was Wednesday. So Thursday came, and I think that was when they told me about the hematoma.
Yep.
So Thursday, they came to check on me or whatever, and they're like, so, it looks like you developed a hematoma in your C-section incision. So hematoma is pretty much just a collection of blood clots.
It's just a blood clot under the skin, but not in any. It's not in the way of anything. It's not in any veins or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just under the skin and just there.
Yeah.
So they told me, they said at this point we're gonna leave.
We're gonna leave it alone because actually what happens is your body will just take care of it naturally over time. It'll take a little bit of time. Depends on many things like just your body's ability to heal and how big it is and yada yada yada. But basically it'll just kind of absorb itself. Absorb back into the body and the kidney again just take care of it. So Mommy's kidney just gonna take care of everything.
So I was like, all right, cool. And I was in a lot of pain, but I was like, whatever, cool, like it'll take care of itself. They said the other option was to open it and like go back in there, open it and drain it. And they're like, the problem with that is the healing process is much longer if they do that versus if you just leave it alone. They're like, I know it hurts you now, it will hurt for a little while longer, but this is the best option, so hang in there. So I was like, all right, I'll hang in there. So kind of just left that story alone. And then this cough started between, I think it was overnight Thursday to Friday. This cough started.
And not this cough.
It was
basically going from normal, sounding like me, to just ridiculous coughing fit that would last. The first one lasted about 20-30 minutes. The second one lasted about an hour and a half.
Of just like heaving, like I couldn't catch my breath.
Constant
I had
cough.
to have like the masks on. Like I had that on the entire time in the hospital anyway.
Oxygen.
But oxygen, yeah. But like I could not catch my breath. It was just like, and just coughing. And it was, I could feel the like fluid, but it wasn't coming up at all. So they're
so part of that we think as well is that every time she coughed it hurt because it hurt the incision and the hematoma. So but she was supposed to cough hard in order to get fluid out of her lungs. So it was like this battle between the kind of
and the hematoma was like killer.
Yeah,
it really really hurt when I'd cough. So I was just like I couldn't. So I would try to hold it in obviously and kind of cough as much as I could at once and deal with that pain. But it was just not happening. So anyway, so the doctors came the next day like, what's up with this cough? So they, did some more tests and stuff. And they're like, it seems you have pneumonia. So here are some antibiotics to treat that. We'll do that for 7 days or something like that. And it'll take care of the cough. All right, cool. Do what you must do. They started that. And then the cough just wasn't getting any better. So they did some more tests. And it ended up being, they said the best course of action to treat this right now is acute chest syndrome. So to treat
that's not a course of action.
Sorry, that was now the diagnosis.
Yeah.
So to treat that
instead of pneumonia.
Yeah. So to treat that, it's at that point my hemoglobin had dropped down to 51. So they're like, your body can't fight this off without a blood transfusion. And I had my very first blood transfusion while he was being born. I had never had one before in my entire life, and
she didn't want one. Obviously, with sickle cell. There is a higher chance that she will need a blood transfusion just because sickle cell is a blood disorder. So new blood helps with that a little bit. It's not a cure, but so there's just a higher chance. And the more blood transfusions you get, the harder it is to get another one because of the matches and stuff. And
your body develops
antibodies.
antibodies.
Yeah. And so basically we've fought it for a while, but they were very convincing and very adamant that she would need one for the delivery. Looking back, it's a bit ironic because the delivery actually happened. She was supposed to get the blood before the delivery as a preventative measure. The blood didn't make it. Then we had the emergency C-section.
And then they
without the blood. And then they gave it to her after when she was in
I'd already
theory
kind of
fine.
made it through. Yeah,
she would gone through. At the same time, she did develop this hematoma and all these things, which would have lowered her hemoglobin as well. Hemoglobin is just the count of red cells in your body.
So then they gave me, they said that to treat the acute chest syndrome, they'd have to give me a blood transfusion to get my hemoglobin back up so it can, fight this. So I was down to 51. So at this point I was just like, you know what? Let's do what we need to do.
That's by far the lowest she's ever been.
I'd never been at a 51. Ever. And we were like, you know what, is there another way to treat this? And the doctor made a good point, like that Dave and I were just like, you know what, they're right, is my body had never had to fight off a hematoma, delivery, mild heart failure, all that at once.
It wasn't is there another way to treat this? That was actually, that conversation was after we took the first,
I know, this is the second one.
No.
Okay.
So she had the transfusion after Elia was born. Then they came to us and said she's going to need 2 new blood transfusions. They said they're going to start with just 1 more, see how it goes. If it goes well, great, we'll be done. If it doesn't, then we'll have to do the second. And if worst case scenario, we actually have to do an exchange transfusion, which basically means as the blood cycles through her body, it actually goes through a machine as well. And it basically filters it first, and if it's good blood, keep it with her. If it's bad blood, give her new blood and throw the bad stuff out, which can use up to 15 units of blood. So they start with this 2-unit plan. So they do the first unit. She goes from 56, actually. By the time the first transfusion started, she was at a 56 and went up to 64. A 64 is actually somewhere where she's been. So the doctors come in, and they said, we're going to do the second one. And I said, whoa, doc. I'm no doctor, but that's been the line of my experience in this. But anyway, I said, we've been here before. She's been down at 64. She's been able to, kind of battle out of this and recover. And, we know we'll drink lots of fluids and breathe well and whatever.
Keep her on some IV, she'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And so we don't need the second one. Thank you very much. Dr. Dave has spoken. They said, you can go straight to hell. And I was like, oh, okay. And so basically they said, yeah, sure, you may have recovered from that before, but you've never recovered from an emergency C-section that developed a hematoma while you had mild heart failure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Preeclampsia and all that.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Might be. You're the doctor.
So we're like, all right, fine, I'll take the second unit of blood. So we did that, and thankfully that was when things turned around.
So, and ironically, I'll also roll back a little bit. She got antibiotics. You're okay, buddy. She got antibiotics before to treat the pneumonia, which they said when they gave her that, it was like, you got to be patient now. So we got them on Thursday or Friday, and they said antibiotics don't work right away, so you got to be patient. So they said, we'll see how things are on Monday, and then the blood transfusions happen on Sunday. So by Monday, everything's on the upswing. Mm. But it's like, well, which one
worked? Yeah. So we don't know what actually worked, but we know God was there, and He's like, Wemi's had enough. It's been a week. Yeah. Wemi has had enough.
You guys are poking her.
Turn this around. So thankfully, things started looking up after that point. I still had not been able to go and see my little baby. They brought him down for me again a second time.
Yeah, that was on either Saturday or Sunday.
That was Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they brought him down to see me again for like 10 minutes, which I was more than happy about.
Since she literally hadn't seen him since he
was born.
That 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 5 minutes, yeah.
And the reason for that being I was so sick, and I also had an arterial line, is what they call it?
Yeah.
Arterial line. So it's IV line that's put into your artery, and it helps monitor your blood pressure and all that, and they can also take blood out of it when they do blood tests. And they knew they'd be doing blood tests 20 times a day on me, so they had this line going, and you can't leave the unit when you have that, because if something happens,
you need a nurse with you.
Yeah, you need a nurse. If something happens, you bleed to death. So I couldn't go see him.
He couldn't come down.
And he couldn't come down.
Yeah.
So when he was eventually able to come down, they brought him down. I was so happy I got a chance to see him. So things started turning up, looking better. What's up, bud? So things are looking better, and we're like, yay, now I just gotta get this cold. I guess it's not a cold, it's cough. Just gotta get it taken care of, and we can go home. So they were monitoring how much fluid I had in my lungs every day, and it was going down. So thank God for that as well. Things were looking great. And then all of a sudden they decided to take out my arterial line so that I could be more mobile. So they took that out, took out the catheter.
Catheter?
That's what I said, catheter.
Yeah, catheter. You don't hear that. How do you not hear that? You guys hear that?
They took it out.
Catheter.
They took it out and took out my arterial line. So they're like, okay, you can go see baby tomorrow. So I'm like, yay, I'm all happy. They transfer us to antenatal and say, there you go, you guys, you don't need labor and delivery care anymore. And so we get into antenatal. Nurse comes to check on my incision. She opens the Band-Aid, and what do we find there? The largest pool of blood, just chilling. She's like, oh, I'll be back. That's not supposed to look like that.
That's not great.
So she leaves, gets the doctor. Doctor comes by and is just like, oh, okay. So it looks like the hematoma opened itself up. So
not the hematoma.
The incision. Sorry,
yeah.
The incision opened up because the hematoma was so large.
Right.
So we're gonna have to drain it. So we'll bring you back to labor and delivery because you need to be monitored.
At this point in time, I would like to add, I don't think we understood what hematoma was.
No, we didn't.
Since drain it sounded like it
Water,
was water. It was
yeah.
liquid. Yeah, we were. I think we were both expecting some sort of a reddish, clear, pussy maybe.
Yeah.
Liquid though.
Yeah.
Liquid is the key. Anyway, go on.
So they took
especially with them saying drain.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
So they took us back to labor and delivery. We'll go back to our room. And the nurses were like, man, you were gone for an hour. I was like, I know, I missed you guys. I'm back. Let's do this.
It was our same room, too. It was funny.
So the next day, anesthesia comes by. And they're like, all right, so we heard they want to go back in and open up your incision and drain the hematoma. We don't know what that entails, so therefore want to put you under some kind of drug, pain management plan.
Let's get a plan together. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. So the anesthesiologist was like, you know what, in my opinion, I think we should put you under, was it general or local?
No, I think the plan was going to be general because, because the local, he could just hold your hand.
Yeah. So the plan was general anesthesia because he's like, if they open it up, they don't know what they're going to find in there, in my opinion. So I think we should go general so that cover all bases. Worst case scenario, if they get in there and it's just like, oh my gosh, you got to do a whole bunch of work, then they can do it. Versus local, where if he gives me local and they open me up and then they're like,
oh wait, we got to go over there.
We got to do this. He's like, I can't help you at that point. You're screwed.
The doctor literally said, all I can do is hold your hand, and I don't want to do that.
It's like, so it's like, that's my personal opinion is, it's like, since you just ate, I say wait till tomorrow, at midnight tonight, stop eating, wake up tomorrow morning, and we'll do it then. And I was like, sounds great.
Yeah, even the OBs who, were going to be performing this, they said there's no real urgency.
Yeah.
We need to get it done, but it's not an emergency. So
that
so I
was like, all right, that sounds
tomorrow
good.
morning sounds delightful.
I've been here for at this point, a week and a half or whatever. I was like, another day ain't gonna cost me a thing.
I had also already got, the nurses were kind enough to bring me a stretcher. I had my own little bed. We had just camped out. It's been lovely. Don't worry. Don't worry about us.
We're like, our son's upstairs. He's got a babysitter. We're good. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So the OB comes in about half an hour later, and she's like, screw what the anesthesiologist just said.
I'm cutting you open.
we're gonna do this right here in your bedroom right now. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm scared. Like at this one, I was just like, I'm scared. And then she's like, do you want to, take like a morphine or something? I was like, yeah, that would be nice. I'd appreciate that because I don't know what's about to happen to me right now. So I took the morphine. She waited a bit, let it kick in. And
well, she had a C-section to do.
Oh yeah, she wanted to do that.
She's like, I'll be back after that. So, and then she came back as she promised. And sure enough, just kind of, I'm glad she gave us, there was myself and a few others were there with Wemi as just visiting. Well, like I was there, but anyway, they gave the visitors like masks, and it was like, okay, we're doing this for
like everyone wear a mask. I'm like, okay.
And then sure enough, she just started, got the whole gear out and scalpel and just snip.
Well,
snip.
she's like, let me know if you feel any pain. I was like, all right. Did the first snip. I was like, I feel pain. So she's like, okay, I'll freeze the area. I was like, yeah, I'd appreciate that. So she froze it. Which is also with needles, so you feel that pain too. But
you didn't feel every needle,
yeah,
because she stabbed you like 80 times. It was ridiculous. Like you see, so she's just got a little bit of local freezing, and the first one, because she did freeze it before she started cutting. I misspoke there, but anyway, so she gives you the first poke, and you're like, ah. And then it's like, okay, you see the freezing going in. And it was so funny because one of them, I swear, reacted funny because it created like this little bump in you. Unless that's what it's supposed to do, but it was kind of funny. But anyway, so she stabbed her once, and Wemi reacts to it, gets her again in a little bit, gets her again, and just like, not much. And then she's just like, boom, 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 boom. I was just like, oh my god. Yeah.
So she freezes me up and cuts me open. And I was like, this is happening. Like, I was literally like, this is actually happening. Like, just in the room. Like, not an OR, just in a room chilling. Like, my mom's sitting there, like, we're just doing this? Okay. So, cuts me open, and then gets a pair of tongs. And no different, just like, huh, that's cool.
What are those
for? So, at this point, I'm going to insert a picture for you guys.
Oh,
warning,
my God. If that,
warning.
Yeah. This
if you don't like blood,
hang on.
Just close your eyes.
Just literally, yes, really warning. This is more than just this.
So picture now. Okay, so yes, that is what was taken out of me while I was just laying there. I took that picture myself. Like I was just like, I gotta get a picture of this. This is ridiculous. This is actually happening. And I took a picture of all the cloths she took out.
So I would just like to add that I'm sorry that Wemi decided to insert that, and somebody is not going to be happy with what they just saw. And that's fair, because it's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but I feel like I gotta give you guys the full effect. I gotta keep it real.
So, as we say, that didn't look like draining.
No.
That looked like tonging.
She took tongs and was just like, this is cool, and just picking things out of me, scraping.
She was gentle. She was actually pretty, I thought she was pretty gentle. Like, obviously it was your body, but, there were only a couple. It was kind of gross. So, like, I don't like needles. I'm okay with, like, blood, I guess. But needles just, I'll, like, faint. So there was a general concern that, I might faint.
Yeah, I didn't think Dave could handle it.
Yeah, and even the nurses were just like, are you okay? But, like, you have a mask, like, halfway, so what are they actually seeing? And I'm like, are my eyes looking like I'm going to faint? Like, am my flesh up here? I don't know. But anyway, like, it was fine. But there was one where she, like, goes in with the tongs, and it's kind of like, pulling at it a little bit and just like it's not really working, whatever. All of a sudden it comes out and she's like, oh, there we go. And she goes on the pile and it's stuck to the tongue, so she's just like flicking it over and over, and like it just won't shake loose. And I was just like, oh god.
Oh man.
But, yeah, so that was a fun ride.
They took that all out, and in our head they're gonna stitch me back up.
What are you doing?
I'm just holding him this way. It's getting sweaty down there.
Oh.
So in our head, they're going to stitch me back up. And she's like, nah, we're going to leave it like this.
Yep.
So when we say it, what do we mean? We mean my incision wound. What does that mean? Dave approximated it to be about 9 inches wide and 4 centimeters deep.
I didn't approximate the 4 centimeters. They measured that one.
Oh, so they measured that. Yeah, it was 4 centimeters deep. There's a hole in my belly right now that is about that size. It's since, I think, reduced a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely reduced. Actually, not really. It's reduced in terms of width. So it started at about we'll do all inches. 9 inches, just under 2 inches, and about 2 inches, kind of wide, or like, if you, there, I'll go
Actually,
here.
yeah.
So 9 inches. Now it's down on her belly, but you guys can't see my belly. 9 inches, across, about 2 inches, open, and then just under 2 inches, like deep
into my body.
And so since it's still about 9 inches wide, it's a little bit smaller, but it's pretty much 9 inches. It's still about 2 inches in, but it's shrinking this way. It's coming together, and that's what it's supposed to do. So if you think of it like that. Here we go. So there it is from a side view, like if you're looking at her tummy, and it's supposed to just kind of heal from the bottom up and just kind of like close like that and be all merry, and everything's supposed to be good. So we'll see. We're still midway.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So they kind of monitored that for a couple more days, and then they were like, the fluid in my lungs were all gone, and they said, okay, you're good to go home. We'll send you a home care nurse that'll come by every day to clean your wound and dress it and all that until it heals. And we went up to our baby and we said, can we take him home? And they said, yes, you can.
Well, they said you can take him to a room over there in the hospital, but by ourselves. And we stayed there that night.
Take care of him overnight.
And they were like, okay, you guys aren't, you're somewhat competent, so you can now take him home. So
and
then
here he is.
We all went home together.
You want to show your face again, mister? Yeah? He's a stretcher. He likes stretching, and he likes having his hands out of his blanket.
And sticking his tongue out.
There he is. You guys can see him. But that's our Lyle, and that is how he came into this world, and that is why we were gone for so long. We spent 2 complete weeks in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Didn't expect that when we went in, but... things happen. It
was less about him in the hospital.
Yeah, he was fine.
Him into the world than that was about just your journey. But that's okay.
That's all right.
I'll share a bit of his first moments too.
Yeah,
a little later.
I really
we'll
hope you guys watch that and enjoy it, because Dave shared that story with me today actually, and it was very touching.
Well, that's a different. That's my perspective of from time to getting into the hospital to him being born, until that moment where Wemi got to see him for 5 minutes, is pretty much that story, just in much detail. But even just his 2 weeks, his first 2 weeks, because for a while I was the only one able to go see him. And so, or I could bring visitors up, but they could only go with me, and I was the only one who was allowed to touch him and stuff. He was doing well, and he's sad now. It's okay. Mommy was still there. She was just downstairs. It was interesting, just that journey. It wasn't nearly as exciting. It was not nearly as eventful for him as it was for Wemi, but he had some good times. Mm-hmm. But yes, that was our story. That was our 2 weeks.
Thank God for every single day. Thank you for watching our super long video, but it was a super long experience, so we're sorry about that.
Yeah, that's literally just a catch up of the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So
that would have been 2 weeks worth of vlogs. Yeah. We just gave that to you guys in one day.
One shot.
There.
Yeah.
But seriously, thanks for watching, guys. We are very grateful for everyone's comments on his video and welcoming him to the world. And we look forward to...
most people's comments.
I know, Julia ain't gonna go away. Sorry, Shane, I had to. But anyway.
I don't know who you are, so it's just like, I feel bad. And maybe that's why she hates me so much. But anyway.
We're not going to give that any airtime. So, thanks to everyone out there who is supportive, who is welcoming this little guy. And, we look forward to it all. We're grateful for our experience. And if you have any questions or whatever, we're very candid with you guys. So, if you want to see more pictures of my wound, I will gladly show it to you guys too, if you want.
She takes a picture every other day or so.
Yeah, I've started taking pictures it's, because honestly, guys, it's like, I'm grossed out. I'm like, this is disgusting. But on the other hand, I'm like, you don't get this opportunity often. We get to see your body go through this process.
I don't know if you want that opportunity.
No, but it's kind of like, I was like, I want to capture this. I want to remember this and see the disgustingness.
Seize the moment.
Yes.
Cool.
But anyways.
Well, I would say, so we've been home now for about 5 days, or it's just, right now it's Friday. And so we got home on Monday. So we haven't been home that long. We're finally just kind of getting in the swing of things, I think. Excuse you. As you can tell, Wemi's still in a little bit of recover mode for sure. But we're getting settled. I think we'll get there. He's been great.
As he smiles.
So we'll try to get back into the swing of things, especially with you guys too. And yeah, now you have a third member of the Found family that you get to watch. So
alrighty, we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.
And bye from little Alaya.